Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mr. Hicks Podcast. We're here getting it in once again, time and time again. So for those of you who've been watching the show, I am absolutely obsessed with the success of the Indiana University and Curt Cignetti, who have recently won the national championship. So a lot of schools are going to start looking around at their coach, like this guy could turn a program around in 2 years. Why don't we go find our own Curt Cignetti? And my reason that it will not happen, they'll certainly try, is that Curt Cignetti would never be found by the selection process that colleges use to pick head coaches for football. The first thing they're going to look for is an overperforming head coach at a lower tier like Power 4 program. So like a Brent Key at a Georgia Tech or a Clark Lee at Vanderbilt. Those three are way outperforming what they really should be doing at historically bad football programs. And then the next thing they want to hire is an OC or a DC from a championship pedigree program like Georgia did when they hired Kirby Smart from Alabama, and when Texas hires Steve Sarkisian. You're at Alabama with Nick Saban, we want the sauce. Whatever it is he's doing there, we'll just try to bring it over here. Third thing, washed up or rebound head coach from another program, somebody that just got fired. You know he's got experience. He's probably not going to win you a national championship, but will either build your program up or return you to respectability. So this is what Virginia Tech gets with James Franklin, or maybe with Matt Rule. Matt Rule at Nebraska. Never won a national championship, but he builds programs and he makes them respectable. I mean, quite frankly, he did it with Temple. He could do it anywhere. And then the very last thing they do, if they absolutely have to, is you get a youngish head coach from a G5 program. So when Florida State hired Mike Norvell from Memphis, and when Florida hired Billy Napier from Louisiana Monroe. So usually those are going to be offensive guys. And usually they're going to be young or young-ish, under 40 years old. So Curt Cignetti doesn't fit any of those criteria. Mostly G5 or G6 experience now, but it was mostly programs that nobody heard of. It was Elon, it was James Madison, and then he's been successful everywhere, but not at high enough level for the Blue Bloods to think of it. Part of the problem is that teams like a Mississippi State or a Kentucky, they think they're blue bloods. They think they're just as good as like a Louisiana Tech or a Louisiana, LSU, or Georgia. They think they're to be looking at the same pool, and they can't. So Indiana had to get creative and find a gem. The main thing I'm talking about now is your program won't find a Cignetti because Curt Cignetti's not good enough for you. So look for the long-form video on this subject in the comments. That's my time. Take it easy.